Alright, I've chosen this background here because it's that long, desolate, dusty road that, seems to go on forever, and people are just, this is person looking for sports cards, I'm guessing. I don't know. But anyway, I've used this for several times, backdrop here, and I got my COMC in, and I'll just show you what's going on with that. So, the first thing we got is the big box. And the big box is what it came in with, a priority bubble mailer around it. There's the graded trading card box. That's what most COMC stuff comes in, unless you do a very small order. And this one is that one there. Then this is the BCW 400 storage count box here. I can tell you that this was full. I mean, virtually full, except for a few, little peanuts on the side there. So this was virtually full, but there isn't 400 cards in here, if that makes sense. It doesn't make sense, but I will get to that very quickly. COMC usually likes to put, things on the end with, top loaders. So a lot of times they'll just like, why did they top load this card? Sometimes it makes sense, other times no absolutely earthly clue here. We have Country Gold, Emmylou Harris. I thought maybe she could sign that one if she does sign autograph requests there. It's super shiny, ridiculous there. Maybe she'd be able to sign, her name along that brick wall there. I don't know. But this was not an expensive card. It probably was $1 maybe. I don't know. Some of these cards really creep up on you. Think it's a 25-cent card, and then it's $1. Then we've got one random James Bond card. It says the upper hand, so I guess this is the upper hand subset from Upper Deck here. Again, I bought the little 10 card subset or whatever it was, so why they randomly stuck one of those in there is super beyond me. No reason to do that, no need to do that, no reason for that at all. But I guess they like to protect the card so there's virtually no damage, and maybe a top loader is cheaper than doing that. Now, back to the box here. I may not be able to finish this video in the time that I have here, but we'll do the best we can. But you can see why this box is almost 100% full. Look at all of those triple thickness, 4 times thickness cards or whatever, however thick a card is. That's crazy. I was not expecting any of that. I was expecting some of that, but not the entire thing. So we'll get into that very quickly here, and I'll just show you the first few cards that we have here. Are going to go in order, and I'll explain what I have done. I have looked at very few of these. So here's another one of the James Bond upper hand cards there. Not Upper Deck, but upper hand. I don't remember which one that was. James Bond License to Kill. Then we have James Bond in, also, I think this is The Spy Who Loved Me. So that's probably Roger Moore there. Hopefully you can see all of these. Then we have a Thomas Jefferson Upper Deck card. I thought I was getting George Washington, but I don't know. I don't know why I picked out Thomas Jefferson. Maybe I was just really tired, and that was towards the end of my order. But there's a Thomas Jefferson Upper Deck card. So if you like President's cards and can't afford all the tobacco era, gum cards or whatever, then forget that. I had multiples of these. Why am I only showing one? I don't know. They should have just put them all in one spot there. But there's the X-Files Eve 6. And they got that exactly. Eve 6, the band actually got that from X-Files. So I thought that was a neat card. And I bought multiples of those. Then we have this one here. And I don't remember if this was TTM. But Caitlin Seminara. And I think that may be for TTM. This is numbered to 200 or something like that. Not sure what that card is. Again, you will not be able to see anything probably but glare. Anna Nordquist. Again, I don't remember if she signs TTM or somebody got her back. It's been a month, so that's one of the biggest concerns here. Don't know what I have until, I have it. Chris Sale. What I hate about this particular set is they got the high numbers, and then they got the high number heritage high numbers. So there's another set, and then everything is high numbers for whatever reason. So the majority of the listings are the heritage high numbers, and the base ones, what I'm looking for. Michael Kopech and Caleb Frere. That's just a card that I needed for the set. There's another Eve 6 one. There's David Marks. I didn't have that particular version of the Beach Boys cards there. This is a Panini card, again with a little slip of paper in the back there. This one here is an Upper Deck Operations and Instructions Manuals card. Change Control section. These are not numbered, but they're thick cards. Now, what I'm going to talk about in just a second here is that the thick cards are the same for the base cards. There was not one person on the entire internet, not even Upper Deck, could tell me how thick the cards were. If you are I mean, I understand it for the memorabilia cards with a very, very thin piece of paper they could sandwich in some sort of, and there's a lot of extra space in there. So, my question is, do I buy, $100 worth of top loaders and put them in a box here? I'm a set builder and I can't enjoy these cards in a set. So we're going to go through all the rest of these here. This one here is U.S. National Parks, Kobuk Valley National Park, Alaska. And it's got this really awesome red, I say awesome, but it's got a red foil there. I don't remember who made this one here. This is card number 140 out of 202 or something like that. I don't remember who made that card there. It'll say on here. It says, fascinating cards. United States National Parks. I don't know if this is what this is, but yeah, 2122. People are asking about $3 or $4 per card, and I think I got this for $1. That was one of the few on sale. Then we have Simon Dumont. I'm not sure if that's for TTM or what that is for, but that's the gold parallel I needed for my set. Now we start getting into silly land here. There's another Eve 6 here, right there. Now, I was working on the Upper Deck Cosmic, only had a few cards, I was only familiar, and I was assured to myself that some of the cards would be thin cards and some of them would be thick cards, so I would have a mixture. All of them are thick cards, so if you ever buy Upper Deck Cosmic, all the base cards are fat cards there for no freaking apparent reason. Do I basically put them in baseball cards, risk ripping the pages and having them be super heavy and fold over when I put them in a binder? This is not helping any set collectors. This is ridiculous. So this is card number to 99 or something, William Gilbert. And at the process that I'm going through, this is only a few fraction of cards here. I would need a monster box to store my cards. And then when you open up the monster box, all you would see is these white edges. Look at these beautiful white edge cards there. All beautifully exactly the same. I had to play the guessing game of what cards I'm pulling out. Put them in a binder and forget about it. Upper Deck basically screwed me, because I looked all over. I did a review of some of these cards, what I had, and that was it. Again, the glare is just going to be stupid. It's really tight. They had a hard time squeezing it in that penny sleeve because it's stretched to the max. But this is 4 out of 99. So I had another Upper Deck product that I had no notion that they were going to be thick cards, and now they're just abandoned. See, this might be abandoned cards. Now I can't send them off TTM because now I got to send them all in a bubble mailer. Here's the chalkboard. The chalkboard set. Again, a fat, thick card for no apparent reason. Nice looking card there, but it's basically honky. Okay? Now again, I expect that these cards, the fat ones here, are the memorabilia cards, not the freaking base cards here. Again, there's another one of these. Stupid. And we're going to just go down the line and show you all these ridiculous cards here. I have probably dozens of them. There's another James Bond card for the upper hand. So I guess the James Bond cards are thin cards here. There is no ridiculous reason to make fat cards, and I can't even get them out of... They're just wedged in those freaking top loaders. They probably got damaged in there as well. Here is, I don't know, some sort of Betelgeuse or whatever. Beetlejuice. Another Upper Deck card there. Another one of these, a fat card. Another earth card because I lost mine now. I found it. Fat card, 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 James Bond. This was numbered to 25. Fat card, fat cards. I'm about ready to throw these out the window here. I'm so sick of fat cards. I have two phobias in this world besides things outside of the card community. I hate fat cards and I hate top loaders. Basically, two of the worst things happen in this order. I need top loaders for every single one, the big fat top loaders. Beautiful looking card with the foil on there. Fat card. Fat card. I don't really want to share these cards with you because they're fat cards. So if you love fat cards, get this set here. That's why they're 27 cents a card. Another James Bond card. More of the James Bond cards there. It's not supposed to be a rant review. It was supposed to be a nice, beautiful order. Big, beautiful order. There's one with Pierce Brosnan. Now, thank the heavenly stars, no pun intended. This is the Ultra Deep Field. And I didn't think, and this is a thin card. This is some sort of lenticular type thing here. It doesn't really do anything. They just made a lenticular card that does virtually nothing there. But it's still cool, and it's a thin card. Why couldn't Upper Deck do this? They still have them on their website, the ePack website, for like $10 a pack. Don't buy these things. Throw them in the trash. Wave equation. Now look at this. See again. This, why couldn't they do more of these? The Constellation card has got holes in it. I didn't know. That's a really nice, innovative card there. It's a nice thin one there. But all the other sets are going to be thick cards. Essentially what I want to do is throw this across the room, because I don't look at my cards like that. I don't look at them like that. I put them in binders. And I get all these binders in preparation for my card set. Now I don't have any use for the damn binders. There's another thick card. Another thick card. They're beautiful cards, but they're all thick cards. You don't need to know what these are. You really don't. This is some sort of quintuplet cluster there. Like, beautiful cards. But how do you display them or store them? How in the frig are you supposed to display them? Let's take a look. This is Upper Deck card here. Okay, now this one I approve of because it's made from the same kind of material that most playing cards. There was a time where playing cards were not being made like playing cards. They were just put on chintzy paper, Aspen Lad, only because it was a very cheap card there. I don't know if that's autograph request or what that is. I really don't remember. But I just like that, playing card there. I want to see what kind of paper that was. There's a George Washington I was talking about, the GW. Okay, this one's a cool one. Now see, Upper Deck does some good stuff here. There's Upper Deck canvas of Tom Lehman. I thought maybe I could get him to sign that one. Don't know. We'll see. It looked like a nice darker card online there, or better look. I don't know. It's just kind of faded looking there, but still kind of a cool looking card there. And then we have the Rays. I am nowhere close to finishing that set. Again, when people said there's a disconnect with the hobby, it's because the card companies are not doing what you want them to do. We don't want thick cards. Ridiculous. This is not supposed to be a rant video. This is my Sharona, and you can't even see what's on there hardly. Let's use my camera. These are Celestial cards. Those are also thick cards. There's another Celestial card, thick card. Some of those I finished up the little mini sets there. Again, there's another shiny foil card there. That's why they're abandoned on COMC. Nobody wanted them, but not one person on the freaking internet could tell me that I was ordering hundreds and hundreds of thick cards. There's National Heroes, Pauline. Oh, I don't know. I think I got that for TTM purposes. Pauline something or other. I can't read her name. There's another thick card. Another thick card. The chalkboard. I'm just going to put these back in the box and throw them in storage is what I'm going to do with them. That's what I'm going to do. Emily Cook. I don't know if that was from my set or if that was TTM. I got some sort of BBM Japan. I think it's BBM magazine or whatever. Or they call it BBM magazine or something. I don't know what they call it, but it's some sort of miniature wrestler there. I don't know what to call him, but he's a shorty. He's just height challenged. So there's that guy. We have Lewis Hamilton. I thought I had that one, but I guess I didn't. We have a MASH card because I was just breaking up the monotony. We have a Knight Rider card because I saw somebody getting all these cool Knight Rider cards and they complained. But there's one of David Hasselhoff. Hopefully that's the one I wanted, and it looks like it is. But these Donruss sets are just going to be absolutely the death of me to build that set. Here's the only reason you would need a thick card, Upper Deck. This is Panini, and this is Tracy Lawrence, I believe. I don't think that I'm going to send that out to him, but we shall see. But it's Tracy Lawrence, and I thought this was going to be numbered, but it looks like it is a non... Oh, no, it is. It's numbered to $3.99 or something like that. So I got a piece of Tracy Lawrence's underwear or something like that. Then we got Dave Evans. You don't know who Dave Evans is, but essentially that's the Edge from U2. So I thought that was cool. Some sort of 1997 Ultra... I don't know, it's some sort of foreign card there, and there was some damage to the card there. It looks like the pack or another card stuck to it, so that's why it was like $1 there. Very cheap foreign issue card. There was some damage on the corner front there too, but still Dave Evans card regardless. We got Luis Severino, only for the set build. We have Andy, and Andy is from, oh man, the Sweet, I believe he's from Sweet. So it's one of those old vintage, rock cards from Belgium or Holland or something like that with nothing on the back of it. Then we have Ross Grimsley because I believe I was going to send him. We have Steele Johnson because I needed that one for my set. and I believe it's a numbered one here. Top's numbered at $2.99. Don't tell me about that set. It's one of the worst sets that was ever made. We have John Rich, but it's a very dark card, so I don't know if he'd be able to sign it. We have this guy here. This is I forget, Shozo Doi, and Shozo Doi is basically no bueno. He's no good. He's basically hated in the Japanese baseball community. Basically, he just didn't want to play Ichiro or something like that, and that's basically almost ruined his career. We have Steve Carlton for the massive Upper Deck set. Again, I like Upper Deck, but they're just idiots. I don't know, I didn't see the crease on this one when I bought it. I'm not sure that I saw that somebody wrote Phil's on the back of it, but I accidentally have 2 Bob Buells now, and it almost looks like a recent crease, like somebody tried to put it in a penny sleeve and folded it by accident. They were trying to do this, and it bent tacoed, something like that. Then we have Lewis Hamilton again, because I didn't have that Lewis Hamilton from what I understand. Here's Big and Rich, so that might be one to send out. Again, with these Panini cards and these Upper Deck cards, you don't know if you're going to have to send somebody above them. Again, nobody has responded to my request. How do I get cards sent out if they're thick cards? It's ridiculous. There's another Tracy Lawrence. I was going to send that one out here. We have Ross Grimsley, because that was TTM Fool. We have Simon Dumont, because I needed the silver. We have Max Verstappen. I think I actually ordered one I already had. We have Eddie Raven, because I thought, I don't remember if Eddie Raven's alive, but I might see if I can get him TTM'd here. We have Copernicus, or whatever that is, because that's another thick card. Again, beautiful cards, but I just can't do anything with those. Another fat one. Again, some of these, I don't know who put this in a penny sleeve, but you can't get it out of the penny sleeve. The penny sleeve is now part of the freaking card. Stupid. Absolutely ridiculous. Again, I had a feeling that now this cannot go in my certified autographs binder probably, because Winston Scott, even though he beautifully signed that card there, it's a fat card. Fat card. Skinny cards. See, Upper Deck did skinny cards so you do not know what in the blazes. This was an E-Pack product, and this was an E-Pack product. You know, the only reason to buy this set here is for set builders. And you can't set build these god danged things. I really want to curse, but I just can't do that to anybody. This is one, I think I was missing the Harry Alonso Longaba, and the reason why I hate these cards is because there's a print variation making them the exact same card. I missed the Lillian Smith because, again, these sets are really impossible to remember which ones you got here. There's another fat card there, a real beautiful card there, but screwed that one up there. We have Ross Grimsley, because who cares, and that was a TTM. I swear I had that card, but I didn't have it, or it was a better copy. I don't remember. And then we have Young Guns of, I think that's the young lady from France. I just don't remember. But I figured, you know what, might as well get that. It's Pauline Gachard. I can't read that. Again, these dumb card companies make everything so printed tiny. They're not thinking of us in terms of collectors. You see, now I've got this crazy mess here that I've got to freaking deal with here. Where just put them back in the box and forget about it. Now, we'll finish off the order here. We got some more beautiful thick cards. Again, I hate to rant about these things here, but what does anybody know what to do with them? I want to visually see with my freaking eyeballs my collection, and when I can't do that, then all bets are off, you know? What am I supposed to do? Use these as, I mean, essentially what these are decorated, you know, one of those blank cards we got a number of years ago thinking we got an autograph or a relic. That's what those are. You know, the dummy cards. These are dummy cards with stuff on them. More chalkboard cards. So I finished out the chalkboard set. But if, you know, I don't want to start buying crazy amounts of pages to fit these fat cards here. It's expensive. You know, I just planned on just putting them in binders and then just, you know, making a nice little binder of that. Now I can't do that. Mercury, Venus, Saturn. You know, I don't have all those. But again, there's over 500 cards to collect. 500. Maybe even 1,000 cards to collect. And if they're all going to be fat cards like this, except for just like a few. There was only two cards out of that entire lot there, other than the non-ones. Again, there's more fat cards here. And when I got the Earth card in to send off to Bill Elite, which I have never done, now I have 2 of them. Because it's a fat card. I said, well, this set, and I said they can't all be fat cards. Turns out they are. So, really unfortunate, devastating COMC order. You know, it's just not been a great week for me, and it still won't be a good week because I can't go into what's going on here, but I basically did something I probably shouldn't have. You know, it just, you know, you get something and then you just do it, and then oops, that's not right. And unfortunately, again, we'll have a good weekend here, but that doesn't make the next week any better. Again, this is why I have a crazy disconnect with cards and card companies, let alone, you know, the people who are giving me information. You know, this has been on the market for 3 years or something stupid, and not one person has freaking reviewed it. There's only one person that showed an autograph. I went to Cardboard Connection and didn't even talk about, you know, the thickness of the cards there. It said, be warned that if you buy these cards, you're going to figure out how to have to store them. Because not everybody wants to just store things with penny sleeves and just throw them in a box. This is not how you enjoy your card collection. This is not how you enjoy your card collection. Thank you for watching.